Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to do this really gorgeous building blocks baby blanket. It's an easy 2-row repeat, single crochet row, double crochet row, and then we're going to add these little crown motifs to the top and around the entire blanket for the border. This blanket comes out absolutely gorgeous. Video and photos do not even do it justice, and it's super easy, super fast. I used 2 balls or cakes of the mandala yarn. This is what I have left over, and that includes the border. So when you're making this, just take into consideration that the border edge, well, it's not a yarn eater. You do have these motifs, and you want to make sure that you save enough yarn to go all the way around for the edge. A very simple pattern. I think you'll really enjoy making this baby blanket. You can use any size hook, any size yarn, and it's a very simple 2-row repeat. And I just love how this came out using this stitch pattern. To make our blanket, I am using the Brand Mandala in this gorgeous almost rainbowy color. They're very bright colors. The colorway is Gnome. It is 150 grams, 5.3 ounces, or 590 yards. And you'll need 2 balls of these. It's a size 3 weight, and I am using a size 5mm crochet hook. To start the blanket, we are going to put a slip knot right onto our hook, and you want to chain a multiple of 2 plus 1. So start chaining until you want your until you get the width that you want your blanket, and then add 1 extra chain. For my blanket, I am chaining 118 plus 1, so a total of 119 for my foundation chain. Once you have a foundation chain that is a multiple of 2 plus 1, you're going to work a single crochet into every stitch all the way back. So find that first chain and single crochet. Next chain, single crochet. And you want to do this all the way back, a single crochet into every stitch all the way back. Once you have single crocheted into every stitch along your foundation chain row, row 2, we're going to chain 3, turn our work. This counts as a double crochet, and it counts as that first stitch. Into that very next stitch, work a double crochet. And work a double crochet into every stitch all the way across. Don't forget at the end to put a double crochet into that very last stitch. Sometimes it can get missed because it's on the very end. So rows 1 and 2, rows 1 is a single crochet, row 2 is a double crochet into every stitch all the way across. Now rows 3 and 4 are the pattern repeat. We're going to chain 1 for row 3, turn our work, and we're going to work a single crochet right back into that same place. We're going to chain 2. We're going to skip 2 of the double crochet stitches, and into the space in between we're going to work a single crochet. So for this row we are working single crochets into these spaces. So you're going to skip 2 double crochets and work into that next space. Chain 2 to get over to that next space, skip 2, put your hook into that space, and single crochet. chain 2, skip 2, and single crochet into that space. We're going to work that all the way across. Chain 2, skip 2, single crochet. When you come up to the end, you will have done a single crochet. You've got 2 double crochets. We're going to chain 2, work into that space, work that single crochet, and then we want to work a single crochet into the top of our chain 3. So just remember to work that single crochet into that space and into the top of the double crochet or the chain 3. Row 4, we're going to chain 3, turn our work, and you want to put 2 double crochets into that chain 2 space from the previous row. So work right into that space. And you want to work 2 double crochets. Find the next chain 2 space and work 2 double crochets into that space. And you're going to do this all the way across. At the end of the row, you've worked your last 2 double crochets into the last chain 2 space, and you want to put a double crochet into that first single crochet that we did into the top of the double crochet from the row below. Always remember to work into those last stitches on each end so your stitch count remains the same. So we've got our 2 establishing rows here, the single crochet and the double crochet. We have a single crochet row, chain 2, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet for row 3, and row 4 we have the double crochets into each of those chain 2 spaces. And that's where the pattern repeats. We're going to chain 1, turn our work, and this is our single crochet row. Work a single crochet right into that first stitch, chain 2, skip 2 double crochets there, and work a single crochet into the space in between the double crochets. Chain 2, single crochet into that space. And you're going to work that all the way across, and then the next row will be your double crochet row. Back at the end of that row, I'm going to chain 2, skip those 2 double crochets, work into that space, put a single crochet, and then I'm going to put a single crochet into the top of that chain 3 to finish. Chain 3, find that chain 2 space from the previous row and work 2 double crochets into it. And that's the pattern. You're going to repeat rows 3 and 4 all the way until you get the height or the length of the blanket that you're looking to make. So I have worked a number of rows alternating between that single crochet row and then the double crochet row, ending with a double crochet row. I have used most of this second ball of the mandala cake, and as you can see, it's quite a large baby blanket, so that yarn really went pretty far in this blanket. Now we're going to put a simple little border all around the edging, and we're going to start by going down the long side, back across the bottom, up the other side, and then finishing at the top here. For the border, once you have completed your last row of the double crochet, ending with that double crochet row, you want to chain 1, and we're just going to turn this blanket sideways, so we're going to be working on this edge here. As you can see, there are spaces here from your double crochet rows, and we're going to work into those spaces. So the first space is the space from our last double crochet row. We've chained 1. We're going to work a half double crochet right into that space, a double crochet into that space. We're going to put a little picot on top, so I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to work into those 2 stitches. They're not really a proper stitch, and just slip stitch. Double crochet into the same space, and half double crochet into that same space. And that gives us a little bit of a, it looks like a crown. Into that next double crochet space, we're just going to single crochet. And we're going to work that all the way across. So in the next double crochet space, I'm going to work that little crown, into the next a single crochet, crown, single crochet, all the way down the line. Alright, I've got a little closer so I can show you that picot stitch. Half double crochet into that next space, double crochet, chain 2, and you can kind of see where you chained 2. There's a loop right here and a loop on the other side, and those are the 2 loops that you want to slip stitch in, and then finish the little crown. So a double crochet and a half double crochet all into that chain 2 space. Next double crochet row, single crochet into that space, find the next space, and we're going to work that little crown. So a half double crochet, double crochet, chain 2, and that'll give us our little picot. Find those 2 loops that sit right under those chain 2 that you just did, put your hook through both, and slip stitch, and then you can finish the crown. So double crochet and half double crochet. The next space, single crochet. And that just gives you, it's a very slight little bump here with a little picot, and it just kind of adds a little bit to the edge of your blanket. So I'm going to continue working down the side, and then I will show you how to do the corner. Alright, so I've worked down this side, putting the little crowns. I have worked my last crown into this double crochet row. I've got one more space here, so I'm going to put my single crochet. Now if you have a different number of rows and you find that you end that last row with a crown, that's fine. I'll show you what to do if that is the case. But if you end with that single crochet, now we want to turn the corner and work along this row, which was our foundation chain row. I'm going to go ahead and chain 1 at this corner spot just to kind of get up around that corner. That very first stitch, there should be a space in there. I'm going to work a crown into that very first space on that corner. you basically just want to alternate the crown, little crown motif, and the chain or the single crochet. And that is just the pattern all the way around. Alright, there's our little corner one. You're going to skip 2 chains, and it's a little bit hard to see on this yellow here. But you're going to want to skip the next 2 chains or stitches and find that third one over and just put your single crochet into that one. We're going to skip the next 2 and work a motif into that next or third chain stitch over. Skip the next 2 and work a single crochet into the next. So I'm going to go ahead and work that pattern all the way across this bottom, and then I will show you what to do at the next corner, and we'll keep going. Alright, so I'm back at the next corner. I've worked this little crown all the way down across that bottom. I am ending with a single crochet again. So just so I can show you what to do if you end with one of these crowns, I'm going to put a crown in here and then continue around. So instead of putting a single crochet, skipping to single crochet, which is what I should do, I'm going to show you what to do if you were ending on a crown and not a single crochet. So I'm going to skip 2, and I'm just going to put another crown right into this stitch here. So now you're at your true corner. I am going to put a single crochet into that stitch that's sort of between that space and your actual corner where you started. I'm just going to put a single crochet right into that space. I'm going to chain 1 to get up and around the corner, and then I'm going to work my pattern again. So because that's a single crochet into this first double crochet row space, I'm going to go ahead and work the crown. Into the next one, I'll do a single crochet all the way down. And so that's how you turn the corner if you end on the crown. You always want to then do a single crochet. If you're still on this edge here, you can chain 1 to get over and around the corner, just so it's not so tight, and if you don't put that chain 1 in, sometimes your work will kind of come in on itself. And again, if you do that and it doesn't look right, take it out. The best thing about crochet is that it's very flexible, and if you're not happy with something, just pull out, go back and pull some out, try something else. So I'm going to continue along this edge and around the other side, and I will show you how to join this little border edge when I get back to where I started. I'm at my last corner, so this is the last double crochet row that I did, and here is where I need to finish. So for this last corner, working into the top of your last double crochet row, I ended again with a single crochet in that corner chain here. You can see you've got your spaces between those 2 double crochets, and those are the spaces that we're going to work into. So because I have a single crochet here, I'm going to chain one just to get around that corner a little better, and I'm going to work a little crown right into that first space. There's my crown into that very next space. So basically you're just going to be skipping the 2 double crochet stitches right here. Find that next space and pop a single crochet right into that space. Skip those 2 double crochets, find your next space and work the crown into it. And that will be the pattern all the way across this top row. And then we can join and finish off this really, really pretty baby blanket. I am back where I started the border. I finished with a single crochet right there. I'm going to chain one and then just put a slip stitch into that space, and we've got our border. Go ahead and fasten off at this point and just look at your beautiful baby blanket. I hope you enjoyed this crochet tutorial. Until next time, happy crocheting everyone. Bye.